Hi there guys, so interestingly, Eddie Hearn has recently talked up the possibility of a third fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. Obviously, Andy Ruiz Jr. won the first one by a 7th round TKO at Madison Square Garden, and then Anthony Joshua overturned that result, winning his belts back in Saudi Arabia by 12-round unanimous decision. But now, Eddie Hearn has explained that a third fight is very possible and could happen down the line. This is what he had to say. I think a fight back at MSG is great to put the demons aside. Saudi don't want him to go. They want him to fight out there every single time. He will fight everybody, and that probably includes a third fight with Andy Ruiz Jr. at some point if he keeps winning or if he's still around. Who knows what Andy Ruiz Jr. is going to do? He's made a lot of money. Maybe he sells off into the sunset. It's not just the partying, it's the travelling, talk shows, party, media, game shows, Jimmy Kimmel, and that drains you. That's one thing that AJ did wrong. He done too much of that. It's like an obligation of being a champion. So there we go. There is a possibility of a third fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. in the future. Now, obviously, Anthony Joshua explained if there is a third fight, they go to war next time. That is what he said in the post-fight interview. He said that Andy Ruiz Jr. will get a third fight possibly down the line, depending if he keeps winning. Obviously, Andy Ruiz Jr. invaded the post-fight interview where Anthony Joshua was speaking to Sky Sports and said he wanted that third fight. But obviously, at the moment, that is not a possibility because Anthony Joshua has mandatories, Kubrat Pulev and Alexander Usyk. And after Anthony Joshua has dealt with those mandatories, he will want to fight Tyson Fury and no one else. So Andy Ruiz Jr. is a possibility down the line, but it won't be coming anytime soon because, as I said, Anthony Joshua's next 3 fights are most likely to be Kubrat Pulev, Alexander Usyk, and then Tyson Fury. Provided Anthony Joshua keeps winning and Tyson Fury keeps winning, that is the ultimate goal, to get that undisputed fight on. Now, obviously, Anthony Joshua does have mandatories first, Kubrat Pulev and Alexander Usyk, and there is a possibility that the WBA mandatory is called next year. So obviously, the undisputed fight could be pushed back, and the Andy Ruiz Jr. rematch, the trilogy fight, could be 2 years away. And I know this third fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. is not something that is really relevant at all. It's not something that anyone is really interested in, because obviously the manner in which Anthony Joshua beat him was quite definitive. But with that being said, it is one apiece. So a third fight kind of is something that could happen. It's something that does have a storyline, and many fighters have trilogies. The greats in history all have trilogies, and maybe that is something that Anthony Joshua will want to revisit later on down the line in his career. And the saying goes in boxing, if you have a dance partner, use them. And obviously Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr. is always going to be an intriguing fight. It's always going to be a 50-50 because they both have styles that can bother one another. Obviously, Andy Ruiz Jr.'s hand speed, his ability to get on the inside, and Anthony Joshua's boxing IQ and boxing ability, and the ability to use his positioning, his footwork, and changing direction in order to completely befuddle Andy Ruiz Jr. So you can see how the styles did gel over those 2 fights because Andy Ruiz Jr. got the better of AJ at Madison Square Garden on June 1st. Whereas Anthony Joshua got the better of Andy Ruiz Jr. in Saudi Arabia on December 7th, just 6 months after that June 1st date. So styles do make fights, and these 2 styles do gel for a very entertaining fight depending on which way it goes. But a trilogy fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. is the last thing anyone wants to see at the moment. We want to see undisputed. I'm not bothered about a trilogy between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. It will be interesting down the line, in maybe 2 years' time, because that's when it's realistic for that fight to happen. But right now, it's all about undisputed. That is the one fight that has always eluded this era of heavyweights. Can it happen? I hope it does, and it looks like it could do next year, provided Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury keep winning. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Eddie Hearn has talked up the possibility of a third fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. And even more than that, taking it back to MSG so Anthony Joshua can right the wrong where it all begun at Madison Square Garden on June 1st, 2019, when Anthony Joshua got defeated by Andy Ruiz Jr. He overturned that result in Saudi Arabia on December 7th, a mere 6 months after that happened. Now, there is a possibility he could go back to MSG to fight Andy Ruiz Jr. and right that wrong. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? The possibility of a trilogy fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. Guys, drop your thoughts in the comments below, click the thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks, guys.